How's it going, guys? GoryPlains344 here, and we are back with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. You guys crushed the like goal yesterday with the Infinitrack Superheavy Samurai. I hope you guys did enjoy that deck profile. It is currently one of my favorite things to play, and as promised, I've got a little bit of a combo video for you guys. It's going to be showcasing 3 variations of the 2-card combo because it is a 2-card combo, as I stated in the deck profile. It is literally literally all it is. They all kind of get you to the same end board. But all you need is Wakaushi. And of course, you know, Bike also works with this. There's a variation for Wagon, and there's a variation with Soulpiercer. And then all you need for these combos, and specifically for the second card, is one of the level 5 Infinitracks or a way to get to them. Now, that does change for Soulpiercer, because Soulpiercer needs specifically an Infinitrack that can tribute to summon itself out, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, I'm just going to kind of showcase you guys what you do with this combo here. So starting off, you use your Wakaushi. Wakaushi, you know, going to slap the Big Benki, and then Big Benki is going to let you get your search for your Soulpiercer. Soulpiercer is going to normal summon, and you're going to make a copy of your Sarutobi. The reason that this is important right here is because that is just going to instantly scale up your Wakaushi, and it's also a super heavy, so keep that in mind. And then we're going to go ahead and resolve this here, and then we're going to get our Bike. That way we can just have Bike engrave, and then we're going to grab Soul Peacemaker. We're going to put that onto Sarutobi, and then we're going to tribute it off to get Scales, and then Scales is going to grab us a Soulpiercer here, and then we're going to make Ballista. Then we're going to use Soulpiercer to get Wagon, and Ballista to get Box, and Box is going to grab Crab Crane. We're not going to get Tunneler here. If you, of course, draw into Tunneler, that is always preferred, but the reason we need Crab Crane is we need Outrigger's Extension. So what we're going to do here now is we are going to Pendulum Summon. We're going to get our Box, our Wagon, our Crab Crane, and our Trencher. Wagon is going to change to get Soul Gaia. Soul Gaia is then going to just summon itself out. And then I will quickly realize that we do need a tutor. I forgot I kept that part in. But yeah, whenever Soul Gaia is equipped to something, you are going to treat it as a tuner, which is very important. But then we're going to activate the effect of Crab Crane, and all he has to do is banish an Earth Machine from grave, and then you can add the Outrigger extension from your deck to your hand. So then here we're going to go into, you know, the Excel Stardust. Excel is going to bring back that, and then we're going to go into Baron. Then we're going to go into Riverstormer, and Riverstormer is going to search our Regulus. We're going to link him off for Goliath, use Riverstormer's effect in grave to send the Goliath to grave, which will then trigger Goliath attaching itself to the Riverstormer as material. Then we're going to use Regulus here to get Soul Gaia Boost and just attach to it. Then we'll use Outrigger extension, and then Outrigger will target Riverstormer to get a Rise Heart. Then what we do here is we use the Trencher. The reason that we wait with the Trencher here is because then it can attach to a Rise Heart, giving it the 3rd material that's needed. And then we'll summon out this copy of Crab Crane, and then a Rise Heart will activate, putting Trencher underneath of it. So here is your end board here. We end on, you know, an Omni Negate with Baron, an Omni Negate with Regulus, and then you have your Arise Heart that cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects thanks to Outrigger. And then, of course, you still have the Ballista plus Crab Crane on board. And then, you know, you have your Scales. And then, of course, you still have 3 other cards in your hand to work with. They could be hand traps. They could be another form of extension. If it's just like any of the, like, if it's just an additional monster, you could Pendulum Summon out and then end on an Appaloosa as well. But that is what happens when you draw Wakaushi plus any level 5s. And then we'll go ahead and showcase what happens when you have Wagon plus one of the level 5s. All right, so here we've got the Wagon with one of the level 5s, and so we're going to summon out the Wagon. Wagon is then going to change its position to get Soul Gaia from deck to hand, and then we're going to attach it and summon it to make your Gigan X. Your Gigan X is going to grab our Wakaushi here, and then, you know, we're going to do the good old Wakaushi shuffle, putting Big Benki in scale and then getting our Soul Peacemaker. Then we're going to use it to tribute the Wakaushi to go into our Soulpiercer, linking those 2 off for Ballista. Now, the really cool thing here is with these variations of the combo is that you're going to have Wakaushi in the extra deck, so that way you can just straight up Pendulum Summon it out, which is actually a lot more important than you would think. So then we're going to search Bike because, you know, you need your Bike, and then Ballista is going to grab Box. Box is going to grab Crab Crane. Bike is going to discard to get the other Wakaushi from deck to hand, and then you're going to Pendulum Summon out your box, your Wakaushi, your Crab Crane, and your other level 5. You're going to, of course, go into your Baron here, and then you're going to overlay these two for your River Stormer. And then you're going to grab this copy of Regulus, and then you're going to use the River Stormer effect to shuffle it back. And then here, I did mess up a little bit. Remember, you can just use Crab Crane's effect right there when he's already on the field, so you don't have to use Trencher yet, because you want your Arise Heart to have the third material. But that was just a little misplay on my part, which is perfectly fine. But Crab Crane will just banish the Wagon to get the Outrigger extension. We're going to Regulus, get Soulpiercer, and then we're going to use Baron to pop it to get the extension in Stealthy to make Appaloosa. Then we're going to use Outrigger extension here to make the Arise Heart. So, of course, this combo would end. Arise Heart would have 3 materials if you're not a goofy goober like me. But this ends on pretty much the same thing, but better, because now you have access to Appaloosa, which is actually pretty good. And honestly, it's going to be pretty much relatively getting access to the same board a lot with these 2-card combos. So that's like the main gist of it. But the thing that I like about the next combo with Soulpiercer plus one of the Infinitracks is actually a little bit more of like a unique combo in the way that it works. So let's go ahead and showcase that off. All right. So here is Soulpiercer plus one, then plus one of the Infinitracks that you need to tribute an Earth Machine to summon them out. Now this one again is a little bit more specific than the other two. My cat just jumped up on my desk. But anyways, so what you do here is you're going to summon out Soulpiercer. You're going to tribute it out for Trencher. Soulpiercer's effect is going to activate, getting you your Bike. Bike is going to discard, and then you're going to grab your Wakaushi. Wakaushi is going to scale itself, and then, the good old Wakaushi shuffle happening yet again. We're going to get Soul Peacemaker, put it on the Wakaushi, tribute it off, and then summon out this copy of Scales from the deck. Scales is going to get Soulpiercer, and then, we're going to make Ballista. Soulpiercer is then also going to let us get a search for the other Wakaushi, and then Box is going to grab the Crab Crane here. And then, of course, we're going to make our Cleavefort Genius here. The reason that we're going into Genius is because, as you can see, if we kept the Trencher on the field, we could have just kept the Trencher and kept the Ballista and then just Pendulum Summon everything out. But the reason Genius is good here is because you can search out a level 5 or higher machine, which a lot of people usually will just search out, like Regulus. But for us, we can finally get access to our Tunneler here. Then we'll, go into Baron. We'll tribute off the Genius for our Tunneler. We'll use Crab Crane's effect here to get Outrigger extension. We will then use River Stormer to go ahead and get our Regulus, putting the Soulpiercer on it. We're going to use Baron to pop the Soulpiercer, which will then get us a Bike for follow-up. And then we'll use Outrigger extension. We'll do the River Stormer to put the Goliath underneath of it as material. And then we will use Outrigger extension here to make the Arise Heart. Now, as you can see, this might not be as crazy as, the Appaloosa end board. But the thing that makes this one a lot better is, as you can see, right now, currently, you would have 4 cards in your hand, because, again, it was a 2-card combo, and we have Bike. But now you get to use Tunneler. And the thing that's really good about Tunneler here is, since you have Arise Heart's going to be able to recycle the Tunneler underneath of it as material. So you're going to be able to draw 2 additional cards, ending on a 6-card hand, and then you can recycle your Tunneler, and then you can recycle your Trencher, putting both of those in for the follow-up, so that way you can just banish both of them again, draw more cards if you need to shuffle more stuff back, and then also just to summon out another Infinitrack. But yeah, those are the 3 main combos with the deck. Let's go ahead and go back to the deck profile, and I'll talk a little bit more in depth about the direction of the deck. All right, and here we are with the deck. So this is pretty much what Superheavy Infinitrack can do. There are a lot of 1-card combos, but I'm pretty sure, a lot of you guys will know that those are just the standard Superheavy Samurai 1-card combos, which are pretty known throughout people. Like Wakaushi's a 1-card combo, Bike's a 1-card combo, and Wagon is a 1-card combo. But I just feel like the Infinitracks just add that extra level of extension that's really nice, and being able to end on something like an Arise Heart that's just immune to targeting and destruction is very strong. Like, yes, of course, kaijus are kaijus, but that means that they're going to have to specifically kaiju your Arise Heart, meaning that you still have access to, your Regulus, your Appaloosa, and your Baron, and also all the cards that you have in your hand for the crackback. Because again, you could always take out the Clockwork Knight to put in more hand traps. There are just so many different directions that the deck can go, in my opinion. And again, this is a very experimental build, but I just wanted to showcase the combos that I've been messing with. I think that so far I'm honestly relatively comfortable with the ratios, but again, it's all just experimental. And that's why I wanted to showcase this deck, because if any of you have any better ideas on like what the deck can do, or like if you can think of like another 4-5 extension that the deck can or any kind of other combos that the deck can perform, definitely put it down in the comments, because I feel like that building this deck up in the Earth Machine community would be pretty cool, because it's nice to have access to a different version of Earth Machine that isn't, you know, brutal dozer control. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the combos that I can think of, because, you know, there's also like a bunch of like explosive 3-card combo stuff like that, but I don't think anyone wants to sit through like a bunch of 3-card combos and stuff, because the main thing is 1 and 2-card combos. But thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that it kind of showed you how the deck can perform. There's just so many cool things that you can do with this deck, and I hope I get to see you guys kind of mess around with it as well. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!